everybody, and welcome back to the Veterans Only and First Responders League put on by Tyler Daniels Racing. We're here at Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight. I'm Andy Shader. I've got some people I want to introduce to you tonight. I've got, of course, Tommy Upside Down Hebert.
Always good to see you, Andy.
What's going on, Tommy? Tommy, we got a couple other guys in our booth with us tonight. We've got guys that are going to be calling the action for us tonight. We've got Jay Downham and
Hello.
Anthony Hooker. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Hi. Thank you. How you doing tonight?
Very good. I'm so excited because we've got an awesome race tonight here at Charlotte after watching what last week was a spectacular finish.
Yes, it was. I mean, in between Joseph Causey, Devin Zimmerman, and the guy that you're seeing on your screen right now, Ethan Thompson, those guys gambled, took it to the very last ounce of fuel that they could and pulled out the victory. So,
Yeah, that last ounce certainly made a difference, didn't it?
yes, it did, and it made it very exciting because we thought Ethan had something for them, and then all of a sudden he just started falling back on the backstretch. So,
Absolutely. Let's get into it tonight, guys, real quick, as we've got about 6.5 minutes to go in practice. Because we got a lot to cover before we get started, let's go ahead and pay the bills real quick. Tommy, you ready?
I'm born ready, sir.
We've got our Victory Lane sponsor, Sunny South Raceway.
Yeah, Sunny South Raceway down in Grand Bay, Alabama. Track manager Lonnie Mixon has been able to finesse his way backstage there to get them to sponsor all of the Victory Lane here at all of the Vets Only races. A tremendous racetrack. They do a lot of stuff with young kids. They race everything from go-karts to bandoleros on up through hobby stocks and late models. If you're ever in the Grand Bay area, make some time to go check out some races over there. Really great track to go visit.
So family friendly too, right? It's
Absolutely.
all catered to the family, catered to the young racers. Ton of fun down there. Shout out to our buddy Bryson from Sunny South Raceway as well.
Yeah, Team Bryson number 5 still got my bracelet on, and Madison as well, the number 10.
Absolutely. Next up, B&B Wraps.
B&B Wraps, they are our championship trophy sponsor. B&B Wraps, they're a vinyl wrapping company. They actually do real race cars, and they do a whole lot more than that. So the championship trophy is actually a piece of wood wrapped in some vinyl from his company. Top quality stuff. We've used them for a race car we sponsor up in Indiana. From coffee cups to semi trucks, B&B Wraps can get it done for you.
Next up is, of course, as always, the one that needs no introduction. He's done so much for TDR. He's going to be a title sponsor on the Teddy Bear race that we'll talk about here in a little bit, but we got McConey Setup Shop.
Yep, as you said, Jeff McConey needs no introduction. The amount of stuff he's done within the TDR community and outside of us as well. Everything he does with iRacing, the guy's got a really big heart, does a lot of charitable stuff, provides all the setups for the IROC series, and as you mentioned, when we get there, he'll be the title sponsor of the Teddy Bear drive we're having next month.
Absolutely. Then finally, last but not least, this is our Veterans and First Responders title sponsor of the entire league. We got Total Business Solutions NE.
Yep, our good friend and fellow race car driver Sean Risley, he is the owner and operator of Total Business Solutions NE and has stepped up to help pay some of the bills and provide some of this coverage that you guys are going to be out there seeing tonight. TotalBusinessSolutionsNE.com. They focus on payroll management, employee benefits, time and attendance, insurance, merchant services, and business services to help you focus on your growth, and they make it easy.
Awesome. That takes care of that. We got about 4 minutes left. I want to cover something we got coming up because we're going to have a little bit of a lull and a break in our broadcast time with the holidays coming up. And first and foremost, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. I hope you enjoy the time that you have to spend with your family this week. It's really important to everybody, important to our TDR family as well. So we will not be broadcasting obviously Thursday or Friday night this week. So we got some stuff coming up right after that, though. The following weekend, on December 5th, we have the Teddy Bear 125 in the Next Gen cars from Las Vegas. What you got on that, Jay?
I have a very good odds that it's going to be a very big turnout for that race, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I am looking forward to it. Whether I'm calling it or whether I'm in it, it doesn't matter. I think I might even. I don't know. I'm up in the air about that because it's fun and exciting. But like I said, calling these races too is just as fun watching everybody out there. So either way, I'll be there to support the cause.
So Tommy, you can talk about the other side of it with the charitable donations, right? I can tell you right now, we are at 139 teddy bears.
I am so glad we are at that number because I was actually interviewed. Nicholas Smith, that runs in this series, has a podcast. He interviewed me this morning to talk a little bit about TDR and what Back Charities does. I mentioned the Teddy Bear Drive. I said we're probably over 100 bears at this point, but I wasn't quite sure. So thank you for confirming that. And thank you to everyone out there who has donated so far. We will be taking donations up through that event on December 5th.
That's right. So it's $5 a teddy bear. So $5 is going to put a smile on a child's face. If you have not donated yet, please go to bacccharities.com. Make a donation, whatever you can give, whether it be $5 for one bear, $100 for 20 bears. Right now, my goal is to see about 200 bears. I think we'll hit that. I hope we surpass it. But if you can give just $5 to put a smile on a child's face this holiday season, all these bears are going to go to Dayton Children's Hospital in Dayton, Ohio. So these kids that are in the hospital for the holidays are going to have their holidays brightened just a little bit with whatever they're going through by a teddy bear being delivered to their room from all of our friend and family at TDR.
Yep, and I'd like to say one last thing before we jump into the broadcast coverage. There was an incident yesterday, I believe, where a young man drove a vehicle through a parade of people out there. I know a lot of first responders were on site and have had to deal with that. So our hearts, thoughts, and prayers go out to those folks that were affected yesterday.
Absolutely. The families that were affected, and then also the first responders who jumped right in the middle of that, right? And here we are tonight with our vets and first responders. They're the ones that go out there, deal with that, help the people that were injured, help capture the person that did it. So, yeah, absolutely. Our hearts and thoughts and prayers are out there for the families that were affected, as well as the first responders involved.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's get into this race tonight. We've got a points champion, Devin Zimmerman, or points leader. Sorry, Devin Zimmerman.
Yes.
Did not win the race last week. Joseph Causey took the victory last week. Ethan Thompson was right there. And let's take a look at our 1, 2, and 3 fastest in practice.
Well, isn't that a big surprise? Ethan Thompson, Joseph Causey, and Devin Zimmerman. Wow.
I mean, and they're not that far apart, are they?
No, I mean, I don't think you can slide a quarter in between the three of them right there as far as
That's right.
time on a track. So,
Anthony, this being the first time in the booth with us and seeing this, what do you think of seeing those three drivers who are always running 1, 2, and 3? Could be anybody's race. What do you think about seeing those practice times so close?
I think it's amazing. For them, they're so close and tight that when we go to green flag, and if they qualify 1, 2, 3, it's just going to be a great start to watch because they're going to be nose to tail, side to side, door to door. And then you've got Ryan Shelton, which is also right there. And I think he's only 0.04 off in the practice. So he is right there. So you got 4 super fast guys, but everybody in this field is fast. So it could be anybody's game tonight.
Absolutely. And of course it's Charlotte, right? So this is a tight racetrack, a fast racetrack. You'd probably be able to see 2 lines run in these cars, unlike some of the other cars that run on Charlotte. But it's tight racing, right? So when you say anybody's race, it really could be anyone's race depending on how things shake out.
Right. It depends on, like I said, you got door to door, and if anybody makes one slip up, it could take themselves out of contention. It could take others out of contention. And when you get into that front stretch with the tri-oval right there, it's really sketchy when you get side by side at times.
Yeah, absolutely. And these cars are not street stock, so if you door bang them a little bit, they're going to move. And they're not going to move nicely.
No, they slingshot right to the wall.
Right. So, if you're in the middle of that pack, you also have to be aware of that too. If these guys are racing up front, that you're not the one getting caught up in the aftermath of two guys racing side by side.
Yep, and a lot of fast names we see outside of those top three looking to capitalize as well. I think even a few mistakes, whether it takes you out of contention or not, there's some guys back there with some speed that are looking to capitalize on those incidents.
Yes, definitely. I can tell you that there are definitely fast guys that are going to be back there. And one thing that I did notice as we were going throughout practice, and even as we watched Ethan do his run, he got loose coming out of 2. Now, this is also the sister track to Las Vegas, almost the same design. So this could also come down to they learned enough last week at Vegas to put what they learned this week up here at Charlotte. So it's going to be exciting. Buckle in. Oh, what?
Jeremy,
Right.
I don't know if
Nope,
Jeremy's done his run.
that must have been the end of that
Right
run.
there.
I
He
wasn't
was the
feeling
end
good
of
about it.
But I did see a lot of guys sliding coming out of 2, and like Anthony mentioned, coming out of 4 there down that little short chute back to the turn. That's a squirrely spot too.
So I want to mention, looking at this too, right? So we've mentioned our points leader, Devin Zimmerman. He is sitting 4th after qualifying now. Our top 2 qualifiers, Ethan Thompson and Ryan Shelton, have ran the exact same time.
Well, almost. Ethan obviously was a hair faster.
Yeah, we don't know how much that hair, how big that hair was, but
Well, it could be because he only has 1.9 and then Ryan's running 99. So
yeah, they just put the first 9 up front. So
So it's the difference in between the sticker that 1.9 in the front between both of them. So
right.
So real quick, we'll do a couple shout outs as well to the chat here. Robert Trask, Pete, welcome back, buddy. We have so missed you around this TDR family. We're so happy that everything is fixed up. You're back. You're going to be back on the track. And you're back being able to check out all the broadcasts. So welcome back, Pete and Robert. He also says, Robert does say, Marty is sandbagging.
I saw that. And another update from Pit Road, Nicholas Smith has lost all force feedback in his wheel.
Well, that is interesting. Thompson Drone Works said it was .004. Was
4 1,000ths of a second.
Was the difference between Ethan Thompson and Ryan Shelton.
That's about a blink of an eye.
Yes, so that is.
I think you're right, Jay, when you said it was the sticker. One sticker on the front, no difference.
Couldn't get a quarter between them.
all that extra weight from the vinyl.
Yes. Well, we're getting ready. These guys are going to line it up here in just a few seconds. With Ethan Thompson's going to be your pole sitter next to Ryan Shelton and Joseph Causey. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, our points leader, Devin Zimmerman, will be 4th. 17 drivers have qualified in the field tonight.
Yes, going down the order. As you can tell, your top 3 are Ethan Thompson, Ryan Shelton with that 4,000ths of a second, Joseph Causey. And then I'm looking as they line up here. Devin Zimmerman, Joshua
Gathright, yeah, Jeremy Gaiman. Sean Warab, Chuck McDonald, Andrew Bisnet, Michael Green, Kevin Gier, Marty Brown, Curtis Gudenkoff, Nicholas Smith, Lonnie Mixon, Robert Cochran, Robin Pardon, and race control is Jim Downham.
Yeah, I noticed Robin Pardon didn't get a qualifying lap in there.
And he's also running, you'll notice he has 14 up on the screen. Robin Pardon is actually driving the Harley Davidson number 5.
Yes.
So for those of you scoring at home, he is in 5 tonight, not the 14.
That's right. And we did have Corey Harrigus, I missed, in the 7th position.
And look, Andrew Bisnet qualified 10th, and he's been quick. He's been getting quick, and he's been finding his way to the front, too.
Yeah, he's very quick on shorter runs. His issues in the races we've seen have been later in runs where the tires start to fall off. We'll see how he can do at a track here where a lot of drafting is going to be involved.
Yeah, still always a contender.
He's been running very consistent. I was running with him last night, And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't went to the front. And him and I were both in the front last night. We stayed in the front most of the night. And he's being very clean, smart. It's just being a very good driver right now.
Yeah,
And in that number 7 car, you see that right there, that Jaws machine.
yeah. And we got to talk to Sean. I mean, love his car. It's just got the wrong number on there.
Go down there, Andy, and quick, put an A on it or something.
Yeah, I mean, somebody forgot to tell him the number 7 is reserved in TDR.
Right? I think you would have got the message by now.
Yeah,
And
well,
there we go. They're rolling off the lineup. Do you have any predictions tonight, Anthony, being up here in the booth? I mean, you raced with a few of these guys. Who do you think is going to pull this out tonight? Do you have any upsets or any picks?
I think if it's going to be a like shorter runs, I'm gonna go with Ryan Shelton on the shorter runs. He's gonna be aggressive, but he's super fast on the short runs. That's what would be my pick for tonight.
how about you people out there in YouTube? Who's your pick to win tonight? We give away T-shirts if you pick the driver. We also have another question for YouTube. What lap will be the first caution? If you correctly pick the exact lap, you win a T-shirt.
Okay, now last week we did that and it went wire to wire with no caution. So if
I
somebody
know. So
says that it goes, is that still going to be a push, or are
nope,
we going to
that's
have
house
anyone else
wins.
in it?
House wins if we have no cautions.
Luck of the
Okay.
draw.
Okay, so on the checkered yellow, you get nothing.
That's
So
right.
So Jay, how do you think the start's gonna go on this, as far as being side by side and everybody trying to come up through the gears?
as in past, Ethan's probably going to get a little bit of a jump, but Ryan Shelton's right there. Cause is going to come behind, but they're getting. I noticed Ethan on the shorter runs is a little bit loose coming out of 2, so I'm not sure how cautious he's going to be. So that's something to kind of watch for as they go green and roar off down into 1, and you got Shelton on the outside, kind of holding that line under Thompson
Yeah.
as they drive down into turn 1, and then he
They're
gets that out.
Staying 2 by 2 right there, pretty much. And start single file in the back a little bit.
And that's kind of dicey right there coming out of 2 for that first time, especially on
Ooh.
cold tires. They go into turn 3 for the first time. Ethan Thompson's got himself a little over 2 car length lead over the rest of the pack, but they're lined up 2 by. They got 2, and then you got 1, and then you got 2, kind of sorting things out here a little bit.
If you noticed, they're running almost 3 different lines though. There's super high line, there's middle line. You don't see that at Charlotte very often.
No, and that's something, you can run bottom to middle is probably the preferred line around here. You really don't want to get too high unless your car is really loose and you just got to just chase it up there. You might be able to save something up on that side. So it's going to be, we know that Zimmerman is he can save his car to the end. So to give you a good indication of where he is running is probably the preferred line of where you can save your car and get faster on the longer run.
Very understandable there. He definitely he saves his equipment very well.
Yes, he does. He still got a battle back there between Causey and Shelton. Causey seems to keep his car up high and then forces Shelton to go a little, not get that run where he can get the full speed off of that. So it's kind of keeping him right there. And then right behind there, it's like Zimmerman's just hanging in there, just trying to let them get sorted out. Now they get sorted out going down.
We get single file now, starting to get right there.
And then we got 2 back just a little bit.
Is that Bisnet that's coming underneath there? Looked like almost like Bisnet back in the 6th, 7th, 9th, maybe.
Yeah, they're finally getting sorted.
Yep.
Come down for lap 5 of 80.
So as far as predictions on the YouTube, Robert Trask has picked Marty Brown, and then he says, "Oh, if I'm winning something, I pick Ryan."
It's all about winning.
Me personally, with the draft package, keep an eye on the 11 and the 12. They work together very often and have their own private race communications going on.
That definitely helps for sure.
And I know we're talking to a 2-time winner this weekend with Anthony. So you've raced here before. What is your preferred line around here?
I prefer the bottom, almost exactly where Ethan's running and where I would run. because you're not super hot on the tires right there. You can drive it in fairly deep, but then you can coast through a little bit, get right back on the throttle, and come out. But where Ryan's running is not going to be a bad spot either, because I think he's not turning the cars hard, so he might be saving that right front tire a little bit.
Do you think that maybe he may be getting a little loose, possibly, and just trying to minimize the damage or something if he does get loose?
It's hard to say with Ryan. I mean, I've raced with Ryan quite a few times, and he drives a loose car anyway. So that's why he's so aggressive and so fast in the beginnings. Like I said, if this goes green to checker, we have a long stretch. It's going to be really tough for him to stay up there, I believe.
Now, do we have any indication of how long fuel is? I know last week they said about 45, but it ended up being only about, what, 38 or something like that, that they were actually 39, and then they were trying to stretch it and go from there. I know a lot of
they were
guys-
about 35 last week. It was what they were trying to go for, but with the fuel strategies, I don't know what it is going to be tonight.
Imagine it would be about the same, right? Considering it's the same size and basically configuration as Las Vegas.
Yeah, you should see something similar, but I do think there's a little bit more drafting help here when it comes to the fuel conservation. If you are in the draft, you're going to be better off, unlike Ethan running out front.
Right, and now we get Causey coming underneath Shelton here. Ryan ran right up to Ethan, got right on his big bumper, and then he must have got real loose because he backed off a little bit, and that let Causey come underneath.
Yeah, and Causey's going door to door with him now. So he caught back up, kind of the same spot they were the first 5 laps, right next to each other. So either Shelton's showing a little sign of wear, Causey saved just a little bit, and now he's just getting a little bit of a run. But that could also be a cause because Causey's been running, or Shelton's been running high, and Causey has been running low. So maybe he's just sat back there and found out where he could make a run on him.
Yeah, and then like I said, they're starting to work themselves up. The ones you'll see will have better tire wear will start working their way up to the front, and the ones that don't, they'll start weeding their way back a little bit until pit stops, and then it could all change again.
Yeah, and there's always cautions, there's always pit stops, there's always mistakes that can be made anywhere on this track, and it looks like they're kind of not as loose as they were, so it must be just on cold tires that they were getting loose and just kind of pushing it.
Right, now they're getting low. They're getting racy up here in the front. We got Ethan out front, then we're going 2 by 2 for what's that, 2nd through 5th there.
And
So
there's Joshua Garthright coming right up and passes Zimmerman. It's Warab right there looking at the backside of Zimmerman, which is kind of surprising because Zimmerman usually likes to be in and out of trouble, and you don't really see him getting past too much, so that could be an indication of his car maybe having a little bit of fall off.
they're all running really close right now as far as time-wise, and I just think they're all being patient. They're being aggressive, but yet patient, I believe. And Charlotte is known for that. You can run hard, you can back off a little bit, you can run hard, you can back off a little bit, and it's a little bit more forgiving, I believe, than some tracks.
I don't know if the 81 at Gudenkopf had a problem, but he has entered into a tow.
Yeah, I saw that 3 were in the back. Lonnie Mixon, Gudenkopf, and there was another car that said that they were in the pit, so...
That was Nicholas Smith was the 3rd car to pit there.
Okay, yeah, Nicholas Smith. So, and maybe something got in between the 3 of them, but I don't know why a caution was thrown.
Well, Nick was in the pits early. I think it's because of his force feedback on his wheel. I think he was having a tough time trying to steer the car. I see he was in the pits real early.
Then we got Curtis looking really racy early, and Shelton's starting to fall.
And I see Causey's working his way back up to Ethan now. Trying to push through. And there's Andrew.
Andy Bisnet coming up. Chuck McDonald and Jeremy Gaiman. You know, it seems like every week these 2 are together.
Doesn't matter what series either.
And no, they seem to get together and that way. So, and there's that number 7, the Jaws machine, the U.S. Air Force of Sean Warab. And he's just hanging with there. He's not really letting him get away, but he's not really up in the fight at the present moment either. So he may be just saving his equipment, just seeing if anything's going to happen here. And there's the 11 of Kevin Jaguar.
I was gonna let you say that last name because I was having a tough time trying to figure that out myself, and I'm
Well,
glad.
Tommy usually does a good job, so maybe Tommy can straighten us out on his last name because
As a former French Canadian, I'm often called to resolve this issue. It is Guier, kind of
yeah,
like Gruyere cheese.
yeah. Okay, well, I'll see if I can get that off my tongue. Yeah.
And then we this is the 5, which was
Robin Pardon.
Robin Pardon, which is 14 on our list, but it's number 5 with Harley Davidson sponsorship on him tonight.
And he's kind of far behind, so I'm wondering if maybe he got involved. He's 14 seconds behind right now. So he must have got involved in that incident with Lonnie Mixon, Kirk Gudenkauf, and Nicholas Smith. And
Yeah,
it looks like Nicholas Smith is still in the pits, so.
And then we got Marty in the 41. We got Michael Green. We're running here right together. And they're running 13th and 12th and 13th. So they're staying pretty close right there. Running right together.
Yep, they're definitely hanging in there now. Back to the 8-9 and Joshua Garth, right? Zimmerman got around him again and take over the 4 spot. And then there's the 90, and that is Robert
Cochran, yep. He runs with us quite a bit.
He's running the FDNY. There's Good Sam right there, the 99. Ryan Shelton. And they got a little bit of a separation from in between Ethan Thompson and Joseph Causey have pulled out just a little bit, about 4 or 5 car lengths out. So under a second behind them. And then you got Ryan Shelton and Zimmerman that are trying to hook up and get themselves back to the front. We got 19 of 80, so I'd say based on our assumptions, but they all know what they say about assuming anything, but I'd say within the next 10, 15 laps, we should start to see pit stops. Anybody disagree with that?
I don't disagree with that at all. I believe totally you're going to see that because if you could start making up some time, if you guys could put some new tires on, they put 4 new tires on at fuel, and they start making up a second and a half a lap, 2 seconds a lap. That's a huge difference. Like I said, there's 2 different strategies. You can go short pit and then try to make up that distance, or you can try to stay out and hope for a caution, and then the ones that have already pitted will be towards the back. You can catch them in the tail field. So there's 2 different methods you can go at. It's just a gamble right now to see where they're going to be.
So once again, I want to let everybody know out there watching, get your guesses in on what lap you believe the first caution will fly. Pick the lap. If you pick the exact lap, you will win a TDR t-shirt. And I have a special announcement. There will be a new t-shirt coming to TDR. It will be the TDR First Veterans and First Responders shirt. And it is slick, so you will be the first to receive it.
I am looking forward to that one. And update from pit road. Kurt Gudenkauf did have a technical issue. Apparently a screen went white, got into Lonnie. It wound up being a single car issue, but Kurt is out and Lonnie is a couple laps down now.
Well, that's a shame for Kurt because he was doing really well, and to come back from what he had to come back from, I mean, just to see him out here, it's a shame to see something like that take him out.
Yeah, I give him all the credit in the world. He had double knee surgery, and for him to be pushing these pedals like he's pushing them now this quick, I mean, he's dedicated it, and glad to see him out here. He's a great guy.
Absolutely.
We do have a guess of lap 34 from Robert and Pete Trask.
You know, that may not be too far off because by 34, they could start pitting, and anything can happen coming down pit road.
Now, you generally see those cautions when you have green flag pit stops. You know, guys coming out of the pits, guys losing it going in the pits. If 2 guys are pitting together, could get into it entering. It's very, very possible. More 67B says lap 36. So everybody's going around that pit window time.
Wonder why that is.
That would be that's a safe guess. Absolutely. But we've also seen these guys where we thought we would see a caution last week and we didn't see any. So whose guess is it? 41. Anybody go 41, 42? I'll be an auctioneer here. 42, 43. Anybody got 43?
You'd be a really good auctioneer too, Jay.
I'm going to just throw my number out there. I'm going to say 48. Lap
Are you eligible?
48 would be the first caution.
Is Jim eligible?
Jim is not eligible.
Oh, Sharon. Sharon, how are you? She chimes in at lap 59. Sharon's Jim and my sister, and she usually watches the IROC races, so it's good to see you out there watching this one tonight, Sharon.
And you run the 59, don't you, Jay?
Yes, I do. I do run the 59.
Now, I don't know if you guys were catching that real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt right there, but Causey was starting to push some pressure on Ethan, got right to his rear bumper, and he was moving around him a little bit, almost like he's going to push him just a touch, and caught back up, and he's right on him right now.
Yeah, he's right there as they put Pardon a lap down.
Yeah, you watch him. He'll come right up to his rear bumper. He's definitely in that draft, and he's just entering the corner a little bit higher, and he's getting the run down the backstretch. So he's cutting us down, and look at the run he's getting right there. Comes right up on him.
And it looks like he's got him this time. Yeah, I did notice a couple laps ago that it looked like he just got to his back bumper, but then just got off. Is there a pass for the lead? Going into turn 1 and 2. Causey's going to pinch him down there, make sure he doesn't get that runoff. That means Thompson's going to lose a little bit of speed coming out of that because he couldn't drive that track all the way up. And there's still no tail or side by side here, door handle, about half a car length in between the leader here. Causey gets that run, he's going to try and pinch down, come across the line. He's got the lead.
And that's brought Ryan Shelton right back up into the mix here. With these two guys running side by side, and it does that, all of a sudden you'll start bringing the ones that are 3rd, 4th, 5th, and they're all right back into a group again.
Yep, and you can throw a blanket over those guys now. So now it's anybody for a leave. Somebody will mess up. It looked like, I'm not sure. Did it look like Causey hit the wall, or was that just a little bit of a bobble coming out?
I couldn't tell there either. You know, Ryan's wanting to get in there. He almost pushed that 3 wide just a second ago. I'm like, oh, don't try that right there.
Okay, so he does pull out front, so he's got that position now. Thompson's not really giving it up because he's going to pull right underneath there, try and take that air off of that, try and get him a little bit.
There he goes. He got him in the right corner.
And lap 30. Anybody have lap 30?
Nobody had.
The closest we had was 34 that I saw, so nobody had lap 30. As the leaders get involved, then that's going to kind of shake things up a little bit. But they do have the quick repair, so it's not going to hurt them this time. So as long as they don't do that later on.
Yep, they should be able to stay on the lead lap, but they will be losing the front end of that field, so they will have to start from the back and work their way back through it. Not too much damage. I think the 89 there might be able to get away without using his quick repair.
Yeah, I think Ethan just got in the corner of him just to turn him just enough, and
maybe we can get an in-car from Ethan's car to see maybe did he touch him? Because Ethan's got a little bit of front end damage from where he hit the wall there, and then.
Yeah, I think he got the worst end of it.
So here's a good in-car.
Yeah, I think with Ethan touching that wall at the end of that incident there, that's going to require the quick repair. But I think the other guys might have got away with just a little bit.
Right.
Is that touch right?
Just there, yeah, just enough to get it loose.
And then, yep, there's crinklage on the front of both cars there.
So they'll pit, and this will shake the whole field right up again now. And then, that's like I said, it could be anybody's game at Charlotte. You just never know.
Ryan Shelton, Devin Zimmerman moved first and second. Joseph Causey is third. Sean Warb fourth, but this before all the pit stops.
And they'll go full fuel and 4 tires, I'm sure, right here. Oh, they got a little incident on pit road there.
So Robert Trask thinks Robert Trask thinks this is Price is Right. It is not. You did not get the correct one.
Well, he says I wear a large, so
yeah.
He's already got it made there.
Yeah, that looked like to be honest, Devin didn't necessarily overshoot his pit as much as it looked like the 88 actually clipped him heading into the box.
Yeah, I think he did touch him going into the box, and it caused him to overshoot it. And he had to back up to get back into his pit, so that's going to cost him a couple spots on pit road.
So I think Robert Pardon's going to get a wave around here, as well as a couple other people like Nicholas Smith.
Yeah, Robert Pardon, they did lap him like about, what, three or four laps ago. We saw them go around Robin Pardon, so. And I didn't really see him pass anybody else, so he might get the lucky dog on that one there. You know, as things shake out. He got Ryan Shelton there at 99.
Yeah, I think Ryan Shelton's going to end up being our leader once everything shakes out here.
And it looks, look at Nicholas Smith is looking like a modified out there. He's missing his whole entire front.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
So he's going to be just out here logging laps because you're going to, you know, as small as Charlotte is, it's big enough where that you need that draft to kind of help you be competitive. So he's just going to be logging laps tonight.
Wow, we are pacing. Quick shout out to Les Bentz for tuning in tonight. Thanks for tuning in, Les. Really happy to see you. Les has been with TDR for a little while, and really enjoy having him out on the track, hanging in Discord and talking to us and stuff. So appreciate you tuning in tonight, Les.
Yeah, it's good to see you out here, Les. And let's see, we got Sean Warb is right there in that Jaws car, just ready to chew him up and spit him out the back. So let's buckle them belts and see what happens here. And as we shake it up, by the time all that shakes up, trying to see where our
Kevin's
leaders ended up.
third, Corey's fourth, Jeremy's moved up. He's in fifth now. Chuck McDonald's in sixth. Robert Cochran's in seventh. Ethan, after the fast repair, is up to eighth.
And Zimmerman's in ninth. So they kind of fall back a little bit. So they're going to be fighting their way back through.
And they're going to be fast. So it'll be, like I said, it'll be interesting on where they decide to go and how much they push the issue.
We might as well throw out another T-shirt guess for the next caution. What lap we see in the next caution? We got some fast guys that need to come through the field. Is that going to cause it? Let us know. What do you guys think?
Well, there's the guys getting their laps back there in front of the field, and they'll start double them up. Lights are off on the pace car. We should be going green next time. Bye.
Yep, and as they line up, that was a big shake up there. There's leaders in the front, so I'm sure a lot of guys jumped on their brakes. We saw a little bit of a mistake on pit road by Devin Zimmerman there. Whether he was clipped or overshot his pit, that put him to 12th on the grid. Marty Brown's on 11th, Joshua Garthrig in 10th, Michael Green is in 9th. Interbusiness 13th, Joseph Causey is 14th, Lonnie Mixon's 15th, Robin Pardon 16th.
Yeah, this will be an interesting restart right here. I think they'll have the field tighten right back up. They put the hammer down because it's going to go on the leader now, so it won't be on the green. So Ryan will start the race off. Whenever he goes, everybody's going to try to fire with him and make sure there's no tire spin, and we'll see how it shakes down going in turn one.
It looks like they're holding back a little bit. They need to tighten that up there. Corey's needs to jump up there. Okay, they're starting to tighten it up now. We're trying to get those tires warmed up a little bit, but as the field tightens up, pace car is going to jump down pit road, come into that first line in between those two lines right there, and the Toyota is where the start line is. And
Ryan got a great jump on that.
Yeah, Ryan already got out to a 4 car length lead going into turn one. This time he holds it down low, so before in the first run he was staying high. That pretty much that entire run he stayed high. Sean Warb is right there, a minute or just over a second behind. Looks like they're catching back up though.
I think Kevin got by Sean just in that last corner right there. Yeah, so Kevin's looking to second. Sean will be third, and then fourth will be Corey, and then Jeremy's up to fifth. So everybody's running pretty good right here.
Yeah, it's that shakeup of the field. After that restart, it looked like the leaders that were leading before moved up too much. So it's Zimmerman started. He's still in 10th. So I'll just let it shake out here. Let everybody get single file before start working through the field again. come down and take lap 37 of 80. So we're just about halfway home.
Yeah, and Ryan's looking at his rearview mirror going,
Oh, there's the car. Oh,
I think he just got loose. Kevin. Yeah, I think Kevin just got loose. He saw the car snapping right up into the outside wall. He went.
so lap 37, another caution. Yeah, it looked like Corey Harridge just slid around and slapped the wall there. That's the number 11. That's Kevin Jaguar.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Tommy, every time we say that, you're just going to have to step right in.
That's right.
Well, a couple other cars just got involved there, too. Looks like one of them just caught the back of.
Just have to look. It's almost like they touched. See, Kevin's coming. No, Kevin just lost it. It just snapped on him.
And it came down right into the 12 car there.
He was just coming through, and I think it just got loose, and it tried to correct it and snapped right up into the outside wall.
Yeah, there was way too much. Even to call that net code, that was way too far off to be even net code, so he just lost it going into that turn. And unfortunately collected Corey on the way through. So that's going to shake things up again.
Well, it'll be interesting.
Not pit last time? Because I see a few people were taking coming down pit road again. Is this the leaders? Yeah.
Oh, Ryan stayed out.
Yeah, Ryan stayed out. Looks like Jeremy Gaiman stayed
out. I think everybody else is pitting behind him. This might be an interesting strategy now because even though they only want, 2 laps there, 2 or 3 laps, that's still going to give you 2 or 3 towards be really close. They might be able to run to the end.
That's what I'm thinking. Are they going to try and make it a fuel run?
I think they're going to be able. I think they are going to try to make it a fuel run. I think the ones that it did are going to try to make it a fuel run. And Ryan may have to stop again.
Yeah. So that's going to be an interesting. And if they get a few more yellows, then because what they pit lap 36, but we're not sure if that was an actual fuel run because it was getting close anyway.
All right.
Lap 30 was the first yellow. They pitted on lap 31. We've been 8 laps since. We've had 1 yellow and about 6 laps under green. So we're coming in. If we can get another yellow or 2, this fuel strategy may actually work out in their favor. But it didn't look like there was too much of a tire wear off, so I don't think tires are going to be an issue here.
Now, if you watch Jeremy, because Jeremy's up to second now, Jeremy Gaiman, and he's really good with pacing himself and saving his tires and saving his fuel, and him not coming in, that started to tell me that he thinks he can make it to the end of this race.
Yeah, I believe so. And I know these guys know how to save fuel. It's been shown in the past, so it's going to be very interesting. May shake things up at the end. We may see another exciting finish.
We got Michael Green's up in third, so he's moved up quite a bit, and Sean Robe.
Yep, Sean Warburg moved up. We're halfway through now, so we got 40 laps left. So half the race is officially in the books. If it rains, we officially call it a race.
Sky looks pretty good though. It looks like a pretty good sunset coming on. I don't know if it'll keep the rains out today.
No, red sky at night, sailor's delight.
That is correct. There is no rain on the radar tonight. No rain on the radar.
Awesome.
All right, so we're good. Well, I saw little clouds right there off. That's what I was. See, that's kind of. See how it's dark right there. So I was figuring maybe we might have had a little bit of something in the air.
Well, see, those clouds are to the west, and winds are currently northwest at 2 miles. So we should be good.
All right, we're good. All right, they got the vortex going, right, which is going to blow the rain out of here. So we're good.
Absolutely.
As old DW put it, the old vortex, as he called it. Anytime you went racing, it created a vortex and kept the rain out of there.
You know, speaking of that, since we got a little bit of time, we can talk about some things that, iRacing is talking about bringing rain to the platform, which would be something interesting. Obviously, you wouldn't have it in an oval setting, but maybe on a road course in these cars.
Yeah. I know that the F1 cars run in any type of weather except for like monsoon where it's too dangerous, but yeah, they can run in pretty rough weather. So I think that's what they're talking about. And I know a lot of the sports car series, your 24-hour Le Mans class, your some of your IndyCar classes, the Blaris, the F1 series, they're gearing it up towards those guys to, kind of give it more of a realistic area. I don't think that you'll ever see a rain in a NASCAR race, only just because maybe if they bring in Mexico, if they do like a Mexico or a Canadian or like I said a road track. I know that they actually did in a couple series have rain and they put windshield wipers on them. I believe it was Xfinity and the Truck Series have raced in the rain.
Yeah, they've tested at Watkins Glen. I live in New York, and they've tested in the rain at Watkins Glen in the Cup cars, and they did actually surprisingly very well. It's just at Watkins Glen they did. Some
So
other tracks makes it really tough, but
on this strategy of pitting, Haystack has chimed in. Tires are a massive issue. It is a 2-second It was a 2-second difference at the end of the first run.
right, we were talking about that earlier about short pitting or long pitting because you're going to make up a second and a half, 2 seconds a lap if you were short pitted. It's just a matter if you can hold on that long.
So those
And
guys that went in just now have a little bit of an advantage.
all right. Well, they're
Which it could cause cautions too, because like I said, you got guys that are fast in the back on new tires. You got some guys on a little bit older tires in front of them. This will be an interesting restart for the first 2 or 3 laps of this.
Yep, time to put those tires to work.
Shelton got another good jump coming out, so he's going right just before that second line there. Gaiman kind of falls back, but he maintains second. And those two did not pit. I believe everybody else pitted behind him, so this is going to be whether or not tires are going to play into it, even though it's only been an 8-lap difference. So 39 to go.
Oh, we almost went 3 wide there on the backstretch there.
Yeah. Well, they got the fresh tires, so they're going to get a little
Yeah.
bit racy since they have it right now. Try and sort this out and get as much as they can. You got two. You got the leader of Ryan Shelton out by a good second and a half. And then they're stacked up 2 by 2 behind that for the next 3 or 4. It's starting to sort out now. As Ozzy now moves up ahead of Gaiman, and he has fresh tires, so he is closing in now to within just under a half second on Shelton, who did not pit. So tires are going to show a little bit of a difference here, even in that 8-lap run.
Right, and Causey's definitely rebounded after that accident with the first caution that they came out. So he's rebounded all the way back up to second. So he's wanted to go right to the front now. And I think in the next probably you're gonna see probably 5 or 6 laps. Causey may start reeling in Ryan when those tires start fading away a little bit more.
Oh yeah, and that's going to be. And who's going to play? Like you said before, are we playing the gas strategy? So if you're playing the fuel strategy, you don't want to use up too much too early, but you don't want to give up a lot either. So how would you play that, Anthem?
It's up to it. Every individual driver's different. It's kind of funny on how that is. Not one of them thinks the same way.
Now those that don't have a clutch, because I know everybody runs a different rig. So if you had a clutch, would you be clutching it?
I would only be clutching it on the cautions. I wouldn't be doing it on the track right now. Because with everybody being so close to you, used to clutch it in, somebody can run right over top of you real quick because of the speed they're carrying.
Looks like we got Zimmerman and Ethan Thompson are coming, and they're right there in 4 and 5. So they're catching Jeremy Gaiman here coming out of turn 2.
And Causey's catching they're starting to catch back up to Ryan now. So you can see the tires are starting to fade away a little bit more, and then here comes Zimmerman underneath Gaiman right here. So definitely tires are a big strategy today, I believe.
Yeah, and like I said, Jeremy Gaiman and the leader, Ryan Shelton, did not pit, and everybody else pitted behind them. So after 6 laps, Jeremy didn't fall back too far, though, with that. So
not at all.
he's
Right.
they're still fighting for third right there. And Zimmerman and Ethan Thompson are able to hold it down, and I'm sure they'll get by Gaiman within the next lap or two, just based on what we've been seeing. But Causey's
on Ryan's bumper now.
Yeah, he caught him.
But he may just sit there and ride it out a little bit, and then
If he's on the fuel strategy, I mean, he's in the spot where he's going to be at. And I don't think Shelton or Gaiman can make it on fuel, though. Because that's a long run.
if they do, they're not going to have any tires left. I don't believe they'll have any tires left if they try to do that.
I think they're banking on another caution here.
Right.
And there's Andy Bisnet coming up underneath on the side there. He's looking a little racy, working his way to the front, so he's in the top 6 right now.
Yeah, he's moved right up. He was like the last time we looked at him, he was 12th, 13th, so he's moved his way right up in the top, almost top 10 there, almost top 5.
Sean Warb goes way down and just right
Drove it in
underneath
there.
the Bisnet. Yeah, he drove it away, and he went from top to bottom underneath, and he's pulling up right alongside of Andy, but falls back a little bit. So as they work their way around, now Ryan Shelton, Joseph Causey, Devin Zimmerman are your top 3.
Is this Lonnie? Nope, that's
That's Chuck McDonald.
McDonald. Yep, a little banged
He's
up right
the-
there.
Yeah, I think he was involved in that one incident earlier where the screen went white, so that was unfortunate for Chuck, because I know he's quick and he can get up there, and he was hanging with Gaiman earlier. I mean, if you hang with your partner, I mean, eventually you guys can make your way to the front, but looks like he just got up in a little bit of bad luck there tonight. And there's Sean Warab and Andy Bisnet, and there's that Jaws car. You gonna come?
That is
Andy's-
not a paint scheme you want to see in your rearview mirror.
That's a very good point there. Because I was like, Andy's looking at his rear mirror going, oh, that's some teeth coming at me tonight.
There's that cause of the last caution there, number 11.
It's Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin
Go
and
ahead.
Mike were behind him, and and I think
Yeah.
Corey's coming underneath them, so they're all getting racy. Every spot on the track are starting to get a little bit racy here and there. And
15 looks like he got just a little bit loose and just kind of slid it out and cut it up coming down the 2 there. And there's Robin Pardon in the Harley Davidson. He was the lucky dog. I believe he's back on the lead lap. He's getting a little bit racy underneath Michael Green there.
okay, battle for the lead.
Yep.
Causey got underneath Ryan. See if he can hold it down there, or if Ryan's going to keep the momentum on the outside.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan just putting that outside line. That's pretty much, he's used to that because that's the way he ran the first few laps of this race and held Ethan Thompson down. So now he's working the same strategy right here with Joseph Causey.
And he's being nice to him. He's not pushing him down too far. He's staying up pretty high. He's not getting too close to his door, trying to pinch him down. He's letting him run down there. And
No, he's just taking that run away out of the turn.
yep.
Because right there, you want to let that car run up to that wall to get the full run. And now he gets in front of him. But that's what, I don't know, that move didn't work too well with him with Thompson on there. So, he's got the separation now, so he should be okay. But then you got Zimmerman that's going to come down. Oh, that was pretty. That was a pretty bold move by Zimmerman right off. I wouldn't have. I don't know if his spotter was there telling him, "Hey, Carlo," but that was pretty close to being another caution. 26 to go. Be 25 next time by. And there's a familiar sight that we're starting to see now towards the front. And just as you said, you got.
We're really seeing the difference in those tires now, as Shelton just keeps falling, losing spots.
Yeah, Shelton did have he was able to stay with them for a little while, but like I said, the tire wear off is now starting to pay off, even though like it was about 8 laps of green between the cautions.
And as they're getting sorted out, just another update from down here on pit road. Joshua Guthright, first time in the league tonight, joined TDR today and is running the 89, best friends with Joseph Causey.
And he's running what, 5th right now, so he's right there with the lead group. The only thing maybe holding him up, looks like there may be a little bit of damage on the left front corner, and that may be holding their dynamics right there.
Yeah, the 89 was in that one incident where I said he may be okay without the quick repair. He was lightly tapped, I believe the 11 that hit the wall in that second yellow, and looks like he didn't take that quick repair.
And that may work out if he can stay right there. If there's another big caution, he happens to get in with the leaders or something, he has that quick repair, and those guys may not have it.
Okay. There's the 15 of Michael Green hanging in there, and Robert Cochran in front of him in the 90 car, and right behind him is the 41 of Marty Brown. So there's Marty Brown in the police. And Marty Brown sure wants to turn on them lights and says, whoop, whoop, pull over.
I had the same thought.
Hit that switch, get the sirens a going, and say, "Move to the left. I'm coming by."
When I was younger, that sight was almost as scary as the Jaws car.
There's Lonnie Mixon in the Navy car out there, and he's the manager of our pit lane sponsor.
Yeah, Sunny South Raceway down in Grand Bay, Alabama. Excellent track to visit.
He got one of his laps back. He's only one lap down now. So if there's another caution, I think he's the only one a lap down. That he might be able to get back on the lead lap with a lucky dog.
Yep, Lonnie Mixon is one lap down. So as we roll around for 22 to go, they're starting to click these laps off here. That was a quick shot. That actually shows you the speed of what they're going. When you zoom in on him, you can't really get that speed, but you get a shot like that, you can really see the speed that these guys are carrying. Now, normally it's about 189 to 201 miles an hour going down in that first turn and just letting it roll through. I know when I race here, depends on what car I'm in, but I very rarely use any brake. Do you guys use any brake going in that turn one, or you just let the car roll in?
Just let the car roll in. You should drive. I know when the tires are fresh here, you can drive it right in pretty hard. This time they're probably going right in. He may let off. We'll watch on his RPM gauge here. He should let off just as he starts to enter the corner. It's right there. Just let it coast in a little bit, coast in, and he'll start picking the throttle up a little bit right here, and then when he gets off, he'll be full throttle and get straight. So he's full throttle right now.
Yep, and he's just hanging right there with Joseph, and that's a familiar sight that everybody's used to seeing here. Anthony, I got to give you credit for the first time being in booth. You pretty much called the first three there, so your upset's still there. Ryan Shelton hanging out in fourth, and he's doing a good job considering he's on older tires.
Yeah, he may just let him go by because he may figure they'd be a little bit racy, and he'll just save what he has right now till the end and see what happens.
And now they're putting a little bit of distance between the three. I mean, you just see where that draft starts to take effect, and with the beat-up car of Joshua Garthright, you know, but they're starting to pull away, just being nose to tail, just that little bit of draft that you get around here.
And that's the four top guys that we had in qualifying too. So you had Joseph Causi, Zimmerman, Ethan Thompson, and Ryan. And
there's a touch. There
was a touch. But those four guys definitely were fast. You can see it even in practice and in qualifying, and now they're right together. So this will be a great finish coming up. I'm pretty sure with 18 to go.
Yeah, it's going to definitely play a fuel strategy run to. If anybody's got to save right now with 18 to go, it would have to be Shelton, because he doesn't have enough. He doesn't have as much fuel as the three in front of him.
Right, that's why he made me drop back so he could use the draft, and he would only be running 3/4 throttle a little bit. And then he would save some fuel that way and let it coast a little bit more.
Yeah, Ethan Thompson looking low. He's going to go, looks like he's looking to pass Zimmerman here going in turn 3. He's definitely showing lower, but wasn't enough of a run there to get underneath of him. And here comes Shelton up high.
Right, and he's running the high side. He's going way high again. And he must be carrying that momentum right up around the outside while everybody's staying down low.
Maybe he found something up there. So let's see if he stays high here. And he does. He's going to keep it high. And he's kind of running just underneath of the of that line that Kyle Larson likes to run. Larson and Dale Jr. used to love to just sit right on that wall.
I think he's found something up there. Like I said, he's got the momentum coming down the straightaways. He carries that speed coming out.
Yeah, I think when he went up there just to stay out of Ethan Thompson's way, he found something, because he's quick now. And he's pulling right back up on Zimmerman now.
And Zimmerman's going up a little bit to me. See, he's coming up a little bit too. He was watching his rearview mirror.
Bugs says my pick is Green to win. So he's got Michael Green to win.
Yeah, that's Nicholas Smith. His call is Michael Green to win.
We come back to the line. Now look, yep, Shelton looking low.
Yeah, these guys getting racy with Shelton and Zimmerman and Ethan. That's letting Causi run out there a little bit. He's getting 4, 5, 6 car length lead out there. When these guys start running side by side, he's going, keep doing that, boys. Keep doing that, because I'm going to stay right out here by myself with clean air.
Yeah, and he definitely has about a 6-7 length or a 6-7 car length on these guys coming out of it. 4 back to the start-finish line. There's 13 to go. Yeah, Shelton just hang back there a little bit.
He's got back up to the high side again.
They were doing a crossover move there for a little bit in between him and Zimmerman, so maybe Causey was picking down low to see maybe if he lost any speed or what the speed difference was in between the top and what he was running down to the bottom.
Yeah, Zimmerman and Ryan are putting on a great race right here. Great show because they're running side by side. They're going high. They're crossing over each other. They're showing you everything you can do in a cup car right now, and they're trying everything they can. And they're just it's a great show to watch.
And it looks like Ethan doesn't know where to go at the present moment. I've seen him look high. I've seen him look low. And maybe he's trying which one is the fastest lane. And Zimmerman shuts the door right there on him. Looked like he got a little bit of a run. 3 wide.
Three different lanes right there.
It could be 3.
They're going to try it. Oh.
That was one of those optical illusions as you come out of that turn. It looked 3 wide, but they had
I think that was Ethan going, hey, boys, I'm right here. You guys keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to make sure you guys know I'm here, and I'm going to try to go by you right at the end here.
Joseph comes up on lap traffic. Where are they going to go? High or low? This is kind of a dicey for this lap car here because got cars running high, cars running low. You really can't, you know what I mean? Tell the guys to go lower.
Right. I wouldn't want to be that's Chuck McDonald that they're lapping right now. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes right now. He's probably going, I don't want to get in anybody's way.
And yeah, he went high thinking the guys would go low, and Causey jumped up and
yeah, see, he's stuck. Everybody's running different lanes. He doesn't know quite where to go, and
yeah, at this point, I wouldn't. Yeah,
it's
I
not
mean,
his
he's
fault.
trying to get out of their way. It's not his fault at all. They're just they're racing 3 different lines, and no matter which line he is in, you know, it's just there. So it's no fault of anything. But they all got by him. So
we'll see if Ryan can chase him down, or if he has saved enough tires, enough fuel. And Zimmerman's gone up high too. Zimmerman's following Ryan up to the top.
and they got a bit of a separation just trying to get by Chuck McDonald. So that gave Causey a little bit of breathing room out front with Shelton chasing them down. He's back down to a half a second behind. Devin Zimmerman is just over a second behind those 3. There's Andrew Bisnet. He's 17 seconds down. And Sean Warham in that Jaws car in the Air Force. And Jeremy Gaiman in 7th spot right now. And there's Gier. I'm trying.
Yeah.
That's going to be a couple races for me to catch on to that one.
There's 12 of Corey Harridges. He's hanging back a little bit. He's in 6th spot. That's our 6th position. There's Rob.
5. Pardon.
He's running up there. 15. That's Michael Green as the laps are winding down. In 13th spot, 20 seconds behind. Robin Pardon was the last guy on the lead lap here.
Yeah, just another quick note from the pits. 30.2 seconds was the fastest lap by Joseph Causey on fresh tires.
Wow. That's quick.
That's moving right along.
Marty Brown. There's Marty Brown in the police car.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Pull over. And there's 58. Alani Mixon. He's hanging in there.
I'm thinking Ryan must have used the stuff up. I see he's dropped back. He was within a half second. Now he's over a second back. Zimmerman, I think, has gone by Ryan.
It's the 10th place of Robert Cochran there in the 90 cars. We're back up front with Joseph Causey, who pulled out to a over 1.1 second lead, and now Zimmerman's caught back up to him as they're getting racy again. So that run that Causey had, because he was within a half a second before he ran through the field, and now over a second. So a second and a half, but these guys are getting races. That's going to kind of put a separation in between the leader and these guys running back here.
That kind of made me wonder a little bit. I see somebody coming out of the pits. I just wonder if that was on fuel or that's Andrew Bisnet, I think.
Yeah, Bisnet's in the pit. Bisnet's 2 laps down.
Yeah, he may have had a fuel problem.
As we run through, Ethan Thompson, Joshua Garth is in our pit spot.
Yeah, Causey's definitely pulling away from the rest of them now a little bit. And I think the real battle now is for second.
If it
Between
stays
Zimmerman,
green,
Ryan, and
we got 4 to go. So yeah, if it stays green, it's going to come down to these guys. So I don't. 1 1/3 second, but he had 1.5. So I mean, he is catching them. He's on the run up there, but they're too racy. I mean, they're getting side by side, and that just hurts their separation for the leader.
yeah, it's everybody for themselves right now. Nobody's gonna try to catch. Just best spot they can get is where they're gonna go for now.
Yep, 3 to go. Looks like this is Causey's race. This will be Causey's second win in a row if he can hold up. Zimmerman and Shelton are chasing them down with Ethan Thompson. And look, nobody wants to go try and get a draft going and try and draft to the front. With 2 to go at the line. So 2 more times around here. And then there's a big separation back from these top 4. Starting to pull out to a 2.5. The battle seems to be for second. We got a 3-way battle for second here between Devin Zimmerman, Ryan Shelton, and Ethan Thompson, who have been quick all night from the drop of the qualifying run to this entire run. They've been up front. There's Causey taking it down for 1 to go. Last time around here, a little over a second.
Just hit your spots, and he'll be right there as our race winner because they've already taken it, so we can't have a caution now.
Yep, so Joseph Causey, it looks like he's on his way to a barring disaster. If he doesn't spin it coming out of these last couple of turns, he's going to be the winner for the second week in a row. Devin Zimmerman is going to bring home another second. There we got Shelton on the outside, but it doesn't look like he's got enough. Dive to the inside. I don't think he's got enough. Nope, Devin Zimmerman, Ryan Shelton, Ethan Thompson right there, Joshua Garthin, Corey Heritage, Jeremy Gaiman come home at 7th, Kevin Jaguar, Sean Rupp, Robert Cochran, Lonnie Mixon, Michael Green, Robert Henry, Chuck McDonald. There's Lonnie Mixon back there in 15th, Andrew Bisnack, Nicholas Smith, and Curtis Gutenkauf. And
Zimmerman just gave me that congratulations tap in the rear there, and Ryan's right behind him if he'll do the same thing. Or...
Yeah,
he pulled in. It's Causey's going to come down and do his burnout and his victory circle.
He parked it last up. He's got enough gas this week, so they did have enough gas to get through. So
I wonder if he'll do extra burnout this week because he
gotta make up for last week.
gotta make up for last week. And look at that, U.S. Army, University of Miami, EWRL. So the good-looking camouflage car for the TDR vets and first responders.
That's a great-looking car too.
That was a fun race tonight, though, guys.
That was good. Great job, both of you guys being in the booth. I know Jay has had some experience up here, but for Anthony's first time, I think you did a phenomenal job. Are you ready to tackle some driver interviews?
We can do whatever we would like to do. I'm fair game for anything. I appreciate you guys letting me be in here. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I don't have a radio on the race winner as of yet, but I do have the #1 loser, Devin Zimmerman, coming in second place. I'm going to go ahead and get him dialed up here. Hey, Devin, call me up in the booth. You got a read on us?
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Hey, not quite enough laps to get it done. You were on your way up there, but what was the strategy out there like? There was a lot of talk in the booth between Jay and Anthony about pit strategy. What was it like for you down there on the track?
The first caution came at a real good time. Unfortunately, me and my teammate got together in pit road, but it just kind of solidified the strategy that we were gonna. I was on the fence, and then once that happened, it's like, yep, we're doing this strategy. So we decided to come back down pit road a second time on that caution, top off, and then just clutch it while we were under caution. And I would have been good to the end. I don't think any of the people in front of me were. I think it was only me and the 88, Joseph. I think we were the only ones that would have been good to the end and been able to fight the whole time and not save. So unfortunately, though, I think it was the 11 kind of got loose in turn 1 and lost it. And I was involved in that, so I had to come back down, repair the damage. Thank you, Fast Repair. And after that, it was just kind of just follow Joseph through the field. He was right in front of me. Follow him through the field, get the second. I thought I could get him there, and then we were just taking the nose, or he was just taking the air off my nose, and I couldn't do anything with it. Then I saw, was it Ryan racing the top line, and it was working, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try it. So I moved up, and it just took off. The car loved it. So thanks to Ryan for that one. I probably would not have finished second if it weren't for that, but yeah, I'll take second, especially to my teammate Joseph. We're kind of starting this 1-2-1-2 thing lately, and I'm pretty okay with it right now.
Zimmer, this is Tony in the booth, Tony Hooker, and I just want to, with the tires, did the tires fall off that much? Because it seemed like there was a difference of about 2 seconds between new tires and old tires. Did you feel that in the car?
Yes, you really had to take care of the tires. That was a big thing too. So really backing up the entries into 1 and 4 or 1 and 3, and then being careful on the exit not to spin the tire off the exit, upset the rear of the car. So um, yeah, that was kind of a manage of, all right, where am I going to give up some speed? Where am I going to give up some, tire life, just to stay up towards the front? That first run, thought we were managing it pretty well. We were starting to make our way back up before the caution came out. Joseph was battling for the lead, of course, and then, he got spun there. Incidental contact off too. It's just real tight. But yeah, the car was coming back to me there. I was making up some ground, and at the end of the run, this time it was coming back again, especially when I moved up to the top line. But just not enough laps. Needed a few more. I probably would have been able to get up there and challenge Joseph a bit, but yeah, it was fun. I normally don't do too well at my home track, but I'll take, like I said, I'll take second. It's nice to finally have a good finish at Charlotte.
Well, you can't win them all, but we do expect you to win a couple more this season. We actually, the gentleman who gets to take home the checkered flag has queued up his in-car radio, so we're going to go ahead and let you go, Devin. Congratulations on the podium, and we'll see you next week.
I appreciate it.
Or no, not next week, right? 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, I appreciate it. And yeah, I was going to say see you in 2 weeks. Thank you guys for what you do. Thanks for all those who are watching. We really appreciate it. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Absolutely.
Thanksgiving. Stay safe, bud.
All right, let me get him sorted back out to where he belongs, and we'll bring in our race winner, Joseph Causey. Hey, Joseph, this is Tommy up in the booth. You got a read on us?
Yes, I do.
How you feeling?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
2 in a row. You'd pulled it out 2 in a row. It would have been 3, except for the Pocono mix-up.
Yeah.
But you got 2 in a row. You're staying ahead of the points leader, Devin Zimmerman, so you're really causing quite a race going in the mid part of the season here. Do you feel a little bit of a shift in momentum, maybe? You got anything for the guys the rest of the season?
Maybe we can keep getting some W's and we can get up there in the points and close them, track them down.
I don't know about the rest of the season, but we definitely noticed you had enough gas there at the end to lay some smoke down.
Oh yeah, this time I had a plenty.
What was it looking like for gas run out there? Because the reason why I'm asking is Shelton and Gaiman stayed out during that first caution. They pitted on the first caution and then did not hurt the second, and everybody behind them went in. So what was your take on the fuel situation?
From what I was getting from what Caps was telling me was 48. Like if we would have got there was one time where it was like 32, 33 laps we were just in, and I was pitting a lot just to top it off. If we had went green there, I'd been fine to make it the whole way.
Okay.
So I was already tracking when we were, at lap something 30 and we got that other caution and freaking trying to work the fuel, trying to be ahead of the game.
So you weren't clutching it this week? Is that what you're saying? You were
no clutching necessary.
So that was a straight up run. That was a nice run you had. I know that the guys were fighting for a little bit there, and then you caught up to lap traffic, and that kind of put the separation on you. Did you back off at all after you got around the lap traffic, after you saw the guys start to fade a little bit in your mirror, just in case? It went green,
I
white,
was
checker,
just
or something
I was
happened?
just making sure I keep the car down at the bottom, not to burn up the tires as much as as they were already burning up, and I was just making sure keep. I got a good groove around here on Charlotte. I got this place kind of I should say wheelhouse type deal, I guess. But I've got a good feel for this track, so I mean I do pretty good here most of the time I come here. So
Well, it definitely showed because you were fast. You were fast all night. So from the drop of the qualifying all the way through, I mean, I don't think you were worse than what, fifth. You went the pit stop. So I mean, it wasn't. You
yeah,
didn't show that you had adversity to come back. I know Devin had a little bit of an issue on pit road and put him back to 10th at one point after that first caution, but he worked his way back up through. So you stayed ahead of it all night. So that's good. And kind of congratulations on your win again.
Yeah, big
appreciate it, guys.
congratulations, buddy. Two
Yeah,
in a
Yeah.
row.
welcome to the Sunny South Raceway Victory Lane once again, brother.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
glad
Well, we're
to
gonna
be here.
we're gonna let you go celebrate and try to get a couple more drivers' opinions. But big congratulations and thank you for all you've done for our country.
Appreciate
Happy
it. Thank you.
Thanksgiving, bud.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, we've got a few other drivers out there with radios on. Anybody you want to talk to in particular?
Yeah, I want to pull Shelton in the booth because him and Gaiman stayed out, so I want to get his take on it.
Shelton actually has his in-car off. He did chime in over on pit road earlier, left us a little note that he hit the wall in turn 2, and he said he'll see us next time.
Okay.
That explains why he dropped back a little bit because he was moving forward. What
And
about Gaiman?
as we say that, Shelton has turned his in-car radio on.
See?
It's
might
funny
be
how that
listening
works,
in.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Just
He
might
must have
be
heard
listening.
us over here.
Yeah.
All right, let's go get it and get him dialed in since he so obliged us. Hey, 99, this is Tommy up in the booth. You got a read on us?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man, you want to let them know what you left on that little note down there in pit road?
Yeah, so we was running really well. I was catching the 88. We're kind of stable at about that half-second mark, and I knew he was going to eventually beat me, unless I can get the high line to work a little bit better. And then coming off of 2, I just hit the wall, and it got some damage, and that's what caused me to go back to 3rd.
Ryan, this is Tony talking to you now. I noticed you were running middle of the track, and when we started, what decided for you to go up top? Is it something you practiced with, or did you find something in the race that decided for you to go up the top? Because once you got up there, it seemed like you were carrying the momentum off the corners a whole lot more than everybody else, and you had a great run going.
Well, what had happened was, so at the beginning of the race, I was just kind of stuck in that middle line, and I didn't want to be following behind somebody, within a tenth of a second, like I was with Ethan at the very beginning of the race. And then once I got back in traffic, we're all lined up 4 deep, and we're all running the exact same speed. And I was like, well, I mean, we're not going anywhere, just burning tires. So I just tried something different, like, because I tried it during practice. I tried running that really, really high line, and I was running about the same times that Devin was running in the middle, and I realized that wasn't working. The middle wasn't working right then, so I just threw it up to the high side and see what would happen, and it worked for a couple of laps.
Yes,
And
it,
it
it,
worked.
it did work for you because we were watching it, and it seemed like you were gaining, and then we just say we touched the wall, and it dropped you back a little bit.
Yeah, well, what had happened really was when I touched the wall was because I went to the bottom line to see if I could find that extra half a tenth that I could catch the 88 with, but I couldn't because I realized that the top lane wasn't working in 3 and 4. 3 and 4, you had to run the bottom, but you had to go up in the higher stuff first and then arc it down, and that's I don't know if you saw it, but me and Dylan almost made a big accident on the front stretch, and that's what happened there. I'd taken it up just a little bit higher on the entry of 3, came down on the 4, and I just got a massive run. I tried to capitalize on it, and we almost had a massive incident, but
Yeah,
that's the
we did
way we
see
were
it.
running it.
Yeah, you were running really good. Like I said, the top 4 of you guys took off, and it was a great run watching even the second, third, fourth, and you guys were having a great run there at the end. And congratulations on finishing 3rd tonight.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yes,
it's always tough to have an interview where you know you've made a mistake and then you're not happy with the race. But man, you brought home third place, man. You should have at least half a smile on that face of yours.
Oh, I am. I should have been in fifth. I was not a third place car. I was definitely not the fastest guy. I mean, the 88 was faster than me. The 33 was faster on long runs than I was, and the 9 was just flat out faster than me, especially on a short run. I think he may have used his tires up, but all three of those guys were definitely faster than me. So I'm happy with a third.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for putting on the show and thank you for what you've done for the country.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, I cut off his U2 a little early. I apologize, Ryan. We got the U2. Um, so I've got Gaiman left with his in car on, and then I've got Gier, and Harrigus.
Yeah, and Herdigus. Do we have Lonnie Mixon? I think we never really talked to Lonnie Mixon, and since he does have like a title sponsor with us, I think we're obliged to at least give him a couple minutes, aren't we, every now and then?
We should. He's turned his in car off. Honestly, I think he has a wiring issue because sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. It's really hard to track him down on pit road.
Okay, well, yeah, we need a pit road reporter to just say, here. Stay
Well,
here, guys. Stay
with
here
you
until it's over.
with
'Cause
you two up in the booth, maybe I can do that now. I've got legs. I can go run up and down these pit stalls.
Yeah, you can be our new Michael Waltrip. Just run up and down and just wait. If anybody leaves, you got to owe us a bear. That's it. You owe $5. You owe us a bear. You owe us a card or something. Everybody got to stay till the end.
I would need to work on my Michael Waltrip accent.
Well, it's not too hard, is it? I mean, you're only 14 states away.
That's all. That's all.
Well, you have Gaiman, right? So Gaiman stayed out there with Shelton. Shelton came home third. Gaiman fell back a little bit, and I know I don't think
Yeah,
he had any issues, did he?
Yeah, he was looking pretty hot to trot before he got
He
sorted
finished
back.
seventh. I mean, he's a top 10. So yeah, let's bring Gaiman up here. We'll get his take on it, and then we'll see who else is involved, and maybe call it a week.
Hey, Jeremy, this is Tommy up in the booth. You got a read on us?
Yes, sir.
So you were looking pretty racy there at the beginning of that last green flag stretch. These guys have some questions for you. We got Tony Hooker and Jay Downham up in the booth with us tonight.
All right.
Hey, Jeremy, it's Jay. Yeah, I noticed that on that last caution, everybody else pitted behind you except for you and Shelton. Um, what was your take going into that? Were you expecting another caution, or how? Tell us what your mindset there.
Well, to be honest, I just wasn't paying attention. I was just following Ryan and got caught off guard by everybody behind me. Or I probably would have went with them. Got the tires and probably would have been a little bit better off there at the end. I don't know that I would have been that much better off. I probably would have still been finished where I was between Corey and Kevin. Uh, but yeah, they just caught me off guard.
So you kind of like made your bet at that point and stayed there, but you did come home seventh. I mean, so you did bring home a top 10. So you did keep it. It wasn't that bad of uh, a gamble and payoff there on your miss there. Were you searching around the track for any line because up front, nobody really stayed high, and then all of a sudden Ryan went high and he found a lot of speed. Did you kind of play with the lines to see if maybe you could gain any speed anywhere?
No, not really. I got comfortable uh, riding the bottom, and I didn't want to take any chances getting out of that comfort zone and 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 getting hurt. So I just kind of found that groove and just stayed in it where I knew I was gonna be fast and comfortable, fast enough.
Okay. Did you have to save any fuel, or were you okay to go?
Nope, I
To
was okay on fuel. That last
Okay.
caution uh, gave me enough of a cushion to be able to go as hard as I could to the end.
All right. Well, it's good talking to you, Anthony. You have anything for Jeremy?
It's just no, you pretty much went over everything we were going to talk about as far as the fuel strategy. Because I was really wondering if you're going to have enough fuel with not pitting that. I thought you and Ryan were going to have to pit towards the end, and 'cause we knew it was going to be close. But I said on the stream, I go, if anybody's gonna say fuel, it's gonna be Gaiman because I know he runs very smooth, and we knew that you were gonna try to save, so I didn't know if you were trying to save it or if you actually had plenty enough and just gonna run what you were running.
Yep. That if without that last caution, it would have been real close. That last caution gave us a couple extra laps to be able to push it.
Well, congratulations on finishing 7th tonight. That was a great run
Thanks.
for you.
Yep, I'll take it. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right. Yep.
Hey man,
Happy
thank you for the
Thanksgiving.
show. Thank you for your service.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, guys. I think that's going to wrap that up this evening.
Yeah, heck of a race out there tonight.
That was a great
Very
race.
Yeah, a lot of fun
And-
tonight. I
It
guess
was a lot
Tommy.
different than last week. A lot different than last week because we were debating on whether it had been a fuel strategy, and apparently, talking to the guys, fuel wasn't an issue. I mean, they stopped at lap 30 in between Shelton and Gaiman, and took it to the end and had more to spare. So it just came down to a bit of a tire and line. It looks like that separated the third from seventh.
Yeah, I think you're right. I know Joseph Cossey's happy about getting to do his burnouts. That's for sure.
It's always a good day when you can do burnouts. That means you're right where
Absolutely.
you're supposed to be for the night.
That's
Well,
right. And I
Andy?
want to see everybody. I'd like to just do a shout out to everybody that's listening that watches us on the back. I'd like to at least get 150 bears by the end of this weekend when we come back. So at least
he la-
150, maybe 175 when we come back next Monday. That'd be a great number, and we see if we can't do a final push for that final week.
Hey, he laid the challenge down, folks. Y'all heard it.
See if we can get her done.
Let's get her
That's-
done.
The more bears we got, the more kids that are smiling, and that's what it's
That's
all
right,
about.
and that is what it is
Absolutely.
all about. Remember, it's all about putting a smile on a child's face who's going to be in the hospital for the holidays. So, $5 bear, BACCcharities.com. All bears are $5. All bears are going to the Dayton Children's Hospital in Dayton, Ohio. So, get your donations in. $5 bear. Hey, here's another challenge to everybody. You don't necessarily, if you've already donated, thank you very much. You don't have to donate anymore. Go talk to your friends and family. Ask them if they want to buy a $5 bear for a child in the hospital. You know,
Absolutely.
Yes.
put a challenge out there for everybody who's donated or isn't able to donate. I understand people's financial situations is totally fine too, but find 2 people. Find 2 people to buy 1 bear each. If everybody
That's
did that,
person.
if everybody found 2 people to buy 1 bear each,
Maybe 2,000 bears.
guarantee we could hit that 200 mark pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't doubt that we will at least get close. I feel like we'll go over a bit, but like you said, you can reach outside of the iRacing community. Go ask your mom, your dad, your brother, your cousin, your best friend. $5 a bear.
And-
Every little bit goes to help put a smile on a child's face who's not going to be home for the holidays.
And here's just a quick backstory about getting other people outside of the iRacing, outside of TDR involved. I took my stepfather to the ER. Wasn't feeling well late one night. Took him and my mom. They weren't comfortable driving. I drove them to the ER. We're sitting in the waiting room. I was talking to my mom. It was just after the Cards for the Vets event, or Cards for the Troops event. She mentioned it to me. She's like, "Oh, is it too late to give some money to buy some cards?" I said, "Yeah, we've already ordered them, whatever." But I sat there and I told her about the Bears event. I showed her, had a picture of the flyer on my phone and showed it to her, and we got to talking. And I told her, I said, the Shaner family is donating $100. She said, "Okay, I'll do $100 too." So I got my mom in the ER while her husband isn't feeling well to donate $100.
Always working for the betterment of humanity.
And
So
that's a great story. I love hearing it every time I hear it. 'cause he
if
first
I
told
can
me
do
about it.
that in the ER, you guys can get 1 person to buy 1 bear.
Yeah,
One
I
person.
don't disagree.
So
Absolutely. Any final thoughts, Tommy?
Oh, one last shout out to our sponsors. We got Jeff McConey from McConey Setup Shop on board. Again, no introduction needed. Their setups, your victories. B&B Wraps, from coffee cups to semi trucks, he can get it wrapped for you. Sunny South Raceway sponsoring Victory Lane tonight, where we saw Joseph Conzi actually had enough fuel to do some burnouts this evening. And Total Business Solutions NE, the title sponsor of the TDR Veterans and First Responders League. From payroll management, employee benefits, time and attendance, insurance, and merchant services, they focus on business services so you can focus on growth. TotalBusinessSolutionsNE.com. And with that, I'll throw it back to Andy.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you to Jay and Tony. I'm sorry, I'm also used to calling Anthony.
Anthony.
But yes, we will do our best to refer to him as Tony from now on. And thank you, you guys. You guys did a wonderful job up in the booth. Tony, for the first time up in the booth, fantastic. Can't thank you enough. Can't thank the viewers out there who tune into this every night. If it's not for you guys don't tune in. Watch the show. Support your drivers. Support your family and friends. Whoever you might be watching, or if you're just supporting the channel. If we didn't have you guys here, we wouldn't be having the fun we're having doing this. So, thank you very much for tuning in to every single broadcast, and every Monday night for the vets, every other week for TDR special events. And what else do we do? Oh, IROC series with Jay and Brendan.
This week in TDR.
This week in TDR, we've got something special, I think. Won't fully give it away, but I believe kicking off the new year here on Back Sports, we are going to have a special show. And leave it at that.
Okay.
It's something Tommy and I have been talking about, working on.
I know a little bit about that, and don't tease it too hard because we'll give it away. But what we could tease a little bit is the TDR awards here coming up.
Absolutely, yes.
A bunch of names these guys recognize are gonna get a little recognition.
Yes, we got TDR awards show going to be coming up. There's a possibility of a live post-award show as well after the premiere launch of the award show. So we may have that. And here's just a small teaser for everybody.
For everybody.
There are going to be some special guests on the TDR award show.
Guests.
You do not want to miss it.
So Tony's going to be there?
Yes.
All right.
But there, yes, some very special things. Very special things planned for the show. I'm so excited. It's very, very, very hard for me to keep the full secrets.
I know.
Okay, well, we'll cut them off. Come on, Tommy, cut them off. Don't forget, guys, iRacing, thank a vet, thank a first responder. If it was not for them, we would not be safe. We wouldn't be able to do all of this. So anytime you see a vet, first responder, current military, please thank them for their service. If you know them, let them know now to the 4th. iRacing's got their special event going on. It's their Black Friday event, all the way up to about our Teddy Bear Drive on the 5th. So the day before is the cutoff to get these guys out. Let's get these fields filled out, and let's honor these guys as best we can by getting them racing and getting them back into that camaraderie ship.
Absolutely.
That, I think, is going to help a lot, especially when these guys get to talking around each other and can have something in common. It definitely beats out the loneliness, and I know this time of year is definitely hard on a few of them. So let's reach out and say hi.
We lose 22 a day, and we're able to help provide that community and that brotherhood to keep them talking and keep them going.
So it's well worth it. It's definitely well worth it. So check it out. $55 for the year right now. So that $55 could save a life.
Absolutely.
I think that's about it. Final thing, www.tylerdracing.com/shop. We have 1 week left of our holiday shop event. Tons of great sales on there. It will end Cyber Monday. So next Monday we are done with the sale. Get your TDR shirts, merchandise, coffee cups, keychains. We have a 2021 ornament on there.
Lots of goodies. Lots and lots of goodies.
Lots of good stuff. I teased it as a giveaway. We are going to have a very slick, very cool for vets and first responders shirt too. So that is coming. Other than that, guys, thank you very much to everybody watching. Thank you to the guys in the booth. We
No problem. Thank
are
you, Andy.
Thank you very
Our
much.
pleasure.
we are done for the night. Thank you once again to everybody out there. Thank you to our drivers. Thank you to our vets and first responders. And we will see